Hey everyone, back with another video, this time on another pre-release. So this is pre-release 2 and it's really a developer focused version. So I think what I'm going to do is use this video to really focus on just the technical kind of walkthrough type stuff. So just what it takes to really run CKD on your own machine. And then I'll do another video where I focus a little bit more on the selling points. But for this one, I just wanted to focus a little bit more on the technical stuff because a lot of what I got done in this release is more like technical, kind of behind the scenes stuff. Aside from, I did do a bit of thinking on just like channel APIs and stuff for the future, but I don't think I'm going to touch on that as much in this video. So I'm going to start by just going to github.com/stack/ckd, and I'm going to switch to the pre-release 2 branch, but once you watch this video, it should be merged in. So, yeah, and if we look at the README, you can go to the ckd.dev site. That'll be up probably later today. And then the depth chat, I won't get too far into that here. I'm going to do that in the other video. But yeah, so real quick, just before we do get into it, just so you know what we're looking at, what CKD is open web services for dApps. And what we mean by that is, well, obviously open. So open source, it's on GitHub. You can download the source for yourself, make changes, basically whatever you want with it that goes with the license. But anyway, so that compares to something like Amazon Web Services, where these are like a lot of the stuff they run is probably open source, but at the end of the day, you can't really run these web services on your own machine. You have to run them on Amazon servers. So that can be kind of a deal breaker. And then like even stuff like Coinbase Cloud, where, it talks a lot about like the future of crypto and stuff like that. But even this, if you really pay attention, this is hitting Coinbase's API right here. So it's hitting their server. So if their server goes down, I guess the future of crypto goes with it. Then also important to notice is sign in with Coinbase. So I think the biggest thing about CKD is that it moves the identification or whatever to the user. So the user identifies themselves with a public-private key pair, as opposed to like Stacked or Facebook or Google or Amazon or some company creating an identity for you, and then kind of I don't know, like you don't really control that identity. Sure, you can use it elsewhere if they let you, but at the end of the day, I think what we want users to be in control of their own identity so that they're in power and not these giant corporations. So for my site, what I'm using is Next.js. It's a React framework. I won't get too far into this in this video. I'll probably do some other videos on it though, because yeah, I don't know. I love Next.js, like React. And yeah, we'll be using the CKD React NPM package. So yeah, it's really easy to install. So like kind of going back a little bit to the Amazon Web Services, if you've ever made a web app in the traditional way with like AWS or DigitalOcean or whoever, it can be quite a bit of work to, number one, you got to get your development environment kind of set up to match the server like environment, and then you got to automate all the like ops stuff or whatever, and it can be quite a bit of work. And what's really cool about CKD is that this is just going to be an app that users can download and install on their machine, and it'll just automatically just kind of be set up once the users download the app, so the developer won't have to spend all that time configuring servers and stuff. It'll just kind of be either available if the user has it installed or not available if they don't have it installed. So yeah, I guess moving forward, this is the CKD React NPM package. So what I'm going to do is go over here, and this is my stack.com repo. I'm going to open the terminal, and I will, oh geez, can't really see. Okay, the zoom was messed up, sorry about that. So I'm going to just install that package. So I'm going to do a yarn add ckd-react. Okay, so now I have ckd-react, and I forget, I might already have this set up. Oh, no, I don't. Okay, cool. So I'm going to close the terminal for now because I don't think I'll need that. Now, the first step, if we go over to the README here, we can see the CKD provider component, and notice it says required in all caps, because I won't get too far into it, but this really, it's pretty easy to set up. You just kind of have to wrap your application in it so that these other components and hooks can, I don't know, basically share the same client. That's what this kind of does. But again, I won't get too far into it. But yeah, so I'll copy that import from here. And then I'm just going to wrap my application. And this underscore app.js file, this is a Next.js convention. But if you're writing React or anything, well, I guess not anything. Right now, I should probably say this. So the libraries for the JavaScript libraries are only available for React, and there is a web SDK that the React SDK is built on top of, but it'll be a bit more involved to use. So if you do have a website that's not using React, you can use that, but it might not be the most fun until we have some more SDKs for different frameworks and stuff like that. But anyway, so yeah, I set up my CKD provider. Now, I'm trying to remember what I want to do next. So yeah, I think I'll just set up the sign-in button here. So let's see, which page should we do this on? Oh, that's all right. Yeah, so if we go over, and let me actually start the website, because let's see here. Okay, yeah, so right here we have the origin to pointer page, and this is just the podcast that you're listening to or viewing right now. But in the future, I think it could be cool, and like I don't think we'll do this for this podcast, but I think in the future it could be cool to sort of create like a paywall maybe. So you sign in with CKD and then you sign up for a subscription, so similar to something like a Netflix subscription or a Patreon. And then once you sign up for that, we'll display the videos to you. So we don't have like the whole subscription service set up. That's what I think M is going to focus on. But in this video, all I'm going to do is allow the user to sign in with CKD. And once they sign in with CKD, we'll show them the videos. So real quick, let's go over here. Actually, for now, we'll just import the CKD sign-in component. Okay, that wasn't too hard. So now if we check out our page, and this doesn't look the best, obviously. There we go. I just made that a div because I don't know, it looked kind of janky. And this is pretty fugly. If anybody has like better, I don't know, I kind of just whipped up this sign-in button real quick, and the functionality isn't that great, but it will at least illustrate what we're trying to do here. So when I click sign in with CKD, yeah, that didn't work. I need to, okay, so in another video, I'll probably walk through, like you can actually I'll do that here. So real quick, I'm going to import the use client hook from CKD React. Okay, so notice I got back the CKD client variable. And now I can actually check and see here if the client is connected. And if the client's connected, that means that CKD is installed. If it's not, it means that CKD is not installed or not started up. So if they're connected, we're going to display the sign-in button or whatever. And if they're not, we're going to say, please install CKD. Okay, so now I'm getting this please install CKD message because I don't have it running. So I'm going to go back here. And just do mix phx.server. And when that starts up, it starts up on localhost 1818, and it'll also give you a startup token. So I already have localhost 1818 over here, so I'm just gonna refresh the page, and you can see it's asking for this startup token. And this is not something that users will eventually have to enter. This is something during the developer preview just for I don't know, security reasons. I won't get too far into that, but yeah, you'll also want to set up your wallet RPC info, and typically this would probably just be to localhost, and then you'd set up a username password just to make it more secure. So I'm gonna set that up real quick. Okay, so now I've got that set up, and notice how once I started up the CKD server, it changed to the button. So now we can try and sign in, and the first time you try and sign in, it's gonna ask you, like, how do you want to register for when you sign in the future? So in this case, I'm just going to use my device, but I don't think right now it even works with a like USB security key. It's kind of, I guess, like the WebAuthn stuff isn't like super robust. It's just kind of been like me testing stuff out on my computer. So in this case, I'm going to use this device, and then let me just open my computer up. I'm going to do a little Touch ID, hopefully. All right, so now that I entered in my password, notice how it says awaiting authorization. And this is what's gonna happen whenever you sign in to CKD on a website. CKD is going to need to know that, like, what you want to allow that website to do. So in this case, it's pretty bare bones. It's just like you're authorized or you're not authorized. So once I hit authorize, you'll see this. I think this will change to like signed in or something like that. Yep, so that just changed to signed in. And I mean, right now we just have it displaying that text, but let's see what it would look like to sort of, I don't know if like paywall is the best. I guess, yeah, it's probably a decent term. So, or it could be like a CKD wall. So we are going to make it so that if you're not logged into CKD, you can't see the videos. So let's see here. Another variable on the client is the token, and that lets you know if you're signed in or not. So we'll just check for that. And if those are present, sorry, I can't really see the screen that well. Okay, so we just made that update, and let's see, okay, so we are signed in right now. And right now, again, it's not the most robust. So when I refresh, I'm not going to be signed in. So I can't see the videos now. I'm going to click sign in. And the second time, it doesn't even ask me how to, like, if I want to use like a YubiKey or my device. It just knows that I'm already registered with my device. So I'll log in. And now that I'm logged in, I can see the videos. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's all I'll probably go through in this video. I don't know, like just going through this video, I kind of realized that I think I need to do some shorter, more like to the point videos on a bunch of different specific topics, because there's just so much stuff that I can think of to like go into as far as this goes. So I think I'm going to leave it here. Stay tuned though. I'm going to do another video, I think probably later, within like the next week or so. Focusing more on kind of like selling points for users and stuff like that, and it'll be hopefully a little bit less janky and more well produced. So I will talk to you later.